Hello everyone. Welcome to yet another video. I believe this is video number 2.3. That is the third video in part 2 of this particular tutorial on creating customized exam. Okay. So what you have seen so far is how to create multiple number of papers, but then the paper content was same. So here now we will slowly start creating customized exam. So now instead of using this main.text, I would like to create separately the exam file. So how do I do that? So first let's examine what is there in the main.text. Okay, so I'll go back to that my main folder. Okay, and here these PDF files which were created earlier. So let me delete all these 5 PDF files because right now we don't want them. And now if I open this main.text, this file was created by us in the part 1 of this tutorial. Okay, so let's divide it into 3 parts. Okay, so the first part comes up to here, maybe up to line number 15 is the first part, that is the heading part, whatever title part, everything. So this is our first part. Then even okay, the section heading and then the questions. Then one more section starts here. Okay, up to line 32 is one section, line like this, and so on. And then here from line 65 onwards, let's say this one we'll divide it as a ending part of our exam. Okay, so ending of questions and ending of multi calls and so on, like this. Okay. So what I will do, I'll take the first part. Okay, so line number 1 to line number 12. Observe carefully. I just copy this. So again, if you are wondering what I'm doing, please this follow the earlier emails in the sequence. This is like almost more than 10 videos are before this, I believe. So now, then you will understand. So right now, what we are trying to do is get the initial part of the text, and then I will bring it to my paper. So my LaTeX code, sorry, Python code, and then here I will say. Starting part or start text. So now multi-line strings in Python can be stored using triple quotes. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. You give triple quote and then paste your text here and then end it with again triple quote. Okay, so when you do triple quotes, a multi-line text can be stored like this in Python programming. So start text, we have got it. Then end text. Okay, so end underscore text, another variable I'm creating, triple quote. Then I go back to the LaTeX file, and then I'll come here and then say this, and I'll paste the end. Okay, so now I got the starting part and ending part. What is there in the middle part? Middle part is nothing but just a list of questions. Okay, so for example, this is the section heading, and then this is a question, and this is another question, and so on. Okay, so now what I want to do is create a text file. Okay, so how to create a text file? So for that, what I can do is see here, number of papers is 5. So for the time being, for simplicity sake, I keep it number of paper only 1. And then here I will say code equal to or codes equal to empty list. So what I want is, if I create 5 papers, all the codes I want to store it into one list. Okay. Now this part will remain same. So I'll just bring this. For x in range number of papers. Okay, so of course here only one paper, so only one code will be generated. So code dot, I have to see, once the code is generated, I want to create a uh, file. Okay, so how to create a file? Simply you can say open command. Okay, so right now this part I will comment it out. If you follow step by step, it is not very difficult. It's very easy to understand what is going on here. Okay. So now I will say exam exm. So that's a new variable I'm creating. Here I will say open. So open command will create a file. Okay. So here you can see mode is R. All these things are there. Okay. So when I say open a file and return a stream. So this is the description of it. Okay. So the file name I will say exam underscore plus the code which I generated, same like earlier how I did, plus. So plus for strings, it will simply concatenate the strings. Okay, so now this is the text file I'm creating, and then here I'm creating it in the writing mode. So W we have to do. Okay, so what I have done is I opened a text file with a randomly generated code name, and I am creating it in the write mode. Okay. Next, exm.write. So now to that particular text file, I am writing something. So what I am writing? Simply start text. So the start text which we had earlier created here, that variable I am just writing here. Okay. Now in between we need to include the questions, right? But before we do that, I will say exm.write and then say end underscore text. So this is also in the same. So I'm writing the start text and end text without the questions in between. And finally, this for loop is ended. Okay, so because we don't have to do any closing in Python based on the this thing based on the tabs, it will do it. Now after that, after this entire for loop is completed, I can simply say no within the for loop itself exam dot close, and I will close the file. So we open the file in this line, then we are closing the file in this line. In between, we are writing the starting and ending part of the text. Okay. So this part we are not running, executing everything we are not doing. So I am expecting only the output to be created as a text file. Okay. So now if I save this and then okay, so instead of one exam, let's create four exams. Okay. So now look at the folder. We only have the main.txt file and the our Python code. So here four more files are going to be created based on this particular program which I am going to execute. So if you are ready, I'll execute this program. I think some problem with the text here. Let me pause the video. I'll correct it and then I'll come back. Yeah, so I have just checked the issue. See here, backslash u creates some kind of problem inside the string. So that's why to make it correct, so what you have to do is simply include one character R at the beginning of the this triple quote. See, R means raw string maybe. So just if you give that R, it will correct the problem. So again, much detail in this, I don't want to go right now, but it will solve our purpose. So let's do that. So now if I execute this code, I'm expecting four text files going to be created. So here again, let me review. So there are only two files, main.txt and run.py. So now let me execute this code. Okay, so if I say F5, it will run the code. I think the code is executed. Now here you can see four text files have been created. Now the names are coded names are anyway coming. So now if I open one of the text file, let's see what are the contents of that particular text file. This is main.txt, I'm sorry, and this is the exam.txt. Okay, so here you see 18 lines file has been created. Nothing is there, just the heading part, begin questions, end questions. There are no questions in between. Now, what happens if I execute this file? Will the PDF create? Yes, it will create, and it will be empty PDF. Yes, so let us try that again. So I delete all these files which we just created. I will add the PDF command also in this. Okay, so what I will do, our text file has been created. So here I can say PDF latex. Instead of main.text, I have to give this one. Okay, so this code should not be here. Yeah, so I think this one will execute the command for this particular file, and then I will repeat the same to delete the auxiliary file and the log file. Okay, so how to delete the auxiliary file and log file? I'll simply say del. Again, here I will say del. Then here aux file will be deleted, and then here the log file will be deleted. So let's see if I am able to generate 4 PDFs after this. Okay, so execute. Yes, the file has been executed. Now the LaTeX code is running. Okay, I think it is not accepting without any questions. So simply you can just press enter. It will compile. Okay, so let's check if the PDFs are created. Okay, so looks like PDFs are created. So the text file is available and the PDF file is available. So now if I open one of the PDF files, so you can see the heading is there, and the student name part is there, and all the best is there. So in between the questions part is empty. Okay, so at least this much we have done. Now, before I close this video, I just want to introduce the code here. Instead of this random code ABCD for all the exams, I want whatever was the code for the exam, 10 digit, 10 alphanumeric, not numeric, alphabetic code, the 10 letters, that I want to introduce here. Okay, so how to do that? So simply, what is the present code we are having here is this ABCDEF. Okay, so instead of that, I will say dash dash COD. Okay, so this double dash is something, I'm giving like a marker so that I will later replace this. Okay, so I'm just changing like this one, and then at the time of writing, what I will do here, write start text. Here, before writing, I want to do an operation on this, that is dot replace. So before writing into the file, it will replace. So what it will replace? Old and new. Okay, all occurrences of the substring it will replace. Okay, so old one is dash dash CODE, and the new one is whatever is the code. So COD. So this is the variable here I am creating. This variable it will replace, and after replacing, it will create a text file. So let us see whether this will work. So what we have done is, when now if I execute in the place of ABCD here, I want to see this coded uh, question paper code should come here. Okay, so let's see whether it will work. Okay. So for that, what I should do first, before I execute this program, I will delete the files. See, except main dot and run, I will delete all the other files. So I created 4 text files and 4 PDF files. All of them I'm deleting. Again, be careful. Don't delete your run.py and main.txt because that is your program. Okay. So let's see. I'll save this. Now I will execute this. So in between there's a problem because of the empty questions. It will stop for a while. I just have to press one enter and it will go forward. Basically, it's like a warning. It is giving a warning saying that you created a exam environment, but there are no questions. So that's why it asks that thing whether you want to have any questions. Anyway, I think now the thing is done. So let's see. Let me open. I'm sorry. This is the text file. This is a PDF file. So here now you can see the code is appearing. Okay, so again, I hope you got it. It's not very difficult. It is just replacing with the string. So whatever is the file name, that particular file name, the code has appeared here. Now, why is this code important? Because now I want to do customized exam for each student. Each student will get a unique code, and while submitting the answers, the student has to enter the code name of this, so that against that code we will be correcting the answers. So because the solution key will be different for each question paper. Okay, so much more work is to be done. Now let us start adding questions to our exam in the next this thing. And once we add questions, how do we see? Just like how we created a different name for each paper, we will also create different numericals also. Slowly, we will try to do that in our next further videos. Okay, so let me stop here. I hope you are understanding what we are doing in this particular series of videos. So far, our program is like this. Instead of showing one shot program in at the time, I want to gradually develop the code so that you understand this thing. In fact, my another thing is that you also learn LaTeX in this process. You also learn Python programming in this process. So this is a nice project to learn these tools. Okay, I hope you are finding it interesting. If you like my videos, please press the like button and please do subscribe to my channel. Over to next session. Thank you.